Hey everybody, Jochen Heiden here, and I'm back after a very nice vacation to Morro Bay, California, my second home, my home away from home here in California. Had a great time with my kids and my family and just getting away from the heat of Southern California. I'm back with the January 7th, 1942 combat replay and intel brief. And if you guys don't remember, since it's been so long, the last time we recorded a video, I was getting my butt kicked. And I don't see it changing this turn either. So just hang on tight and let's go for a ride and see what happens here. Okay, we're live. So in the email I got from Lodrik, he said it was a soft turn for everybody, but you know what's soft for me and what's soft for him are light. I think those are very different opinions. So let's see exactly what he means by that. All right, so it looks like the trout picked up a patrol boat there near Hakodate, and in that task force that it attacked, there's 3 AKLs and a PB. So our captain elected not to launch torpedoes at these garbage ships. These are one-pointers, not worth much. But again, every time that a ship, we're validating that this is a valid and accurate place to be putting my sub, because we are picking up convoys here. And any day now, Trout may elect to send torpedoes, and we've been having what I consider to be good luck with their Mark 13 and Mark 14 torpedoes, so I want them to keep attacking. Keep going. Conning tower near Groot. Okay, well, those ships were on the verge of sinking last turn anyway, so. Oh, dang it. So the Polak there fired torpedoes at a cruiser mine layer convoy. Look at that, 3 CMs and one task force here. We fired 4 torpedoes and missed, and that's a shame because we got a hit. Now, we didn't miss, we got a hit. But it didn't detonate because, Mark 14. I just said we're lucky. Apparently not. But that's okay. I'm curious if these are going in or leaving. And if they're leaving, that means he probably used these to lay mines at Rabaul. So we need to be very careful going into Rabaul from this point forward. I'll keep an eye and see if we can spot where that task force is going. Yep. Another ship that was destined to sink. If anything survives at PM, I'll be amazed. Okay, looks like we're losing some stuff loading up there. It might be because the base is really small. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, yeah! Yes! All right. Mark 14, baby. Hit or miss. We hit today. Nice. Okay, so looks like here off of Nagasaki, again, another validated patrol zone of mine. The Thresher got 2 torpedoes launched at the Zuisuyo Maru. We got 1 torpedo and a fire. I don't think it will sink. Let's listen. But either way, that ship is down for the count for a while. It's going into the shipyard. All right. We'll keep a listen for some sinking sounds. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. We'll have to talk about what we're seeing there. Okay, huge, ginormous raid on the Loyang reinforcement convoy there. Light casualties because of the weather and the terrain that they're in now. He's wasting supplies on these attacks. These are worth nothing to me. This is the Lusu War area that was over here at Hawaii Inn at the beginning of the campaign. It's slowly been weaseling its way out. I doubt it's going to make it all the way, but, we've gone pretty far. Okay, a similar raid as before. Same location, minor casualties. Wow, that was pretty light. That was the... Oh, okay, another ship sank down in Australia again. Expected. Okay, so another huge raid here. Everything that was in Port Moresby was written off for dead, so that's fine. All right, look at it. Look at all this. So, he loses one valve. We damage a bunch of other aircraft. The AM Townsville was hit. The port supply and the port fuel hits are what hurt me more than anything else. But because these are pretty light attack aircraft, I'm sure we can patch this damage up quick. So it looks like a parting shot as his task force heads out to probably the truck to rearm, and they'll be back soon. Now that I know, we need to start a timer here and how long this is going to take for him to get back. Probably within a week, he'll be back again. Wow, that was an incredibly soft turn. Hmm. Can't say I'm sad about it though. Yeah. So we lost ships that I was expecting to lose. We got a Mark 14 torpedo to function. Let's see what oh, another bombardment attack at Kukong. All right. Okay, nothing substantial there. Allied deliberate attack. Oh. Oh. Are we going to take this? All right, let's just find out. Oh. Doesn't look like we carried the day. But we are definitely winning here. Okay, look at the split. All right, so here's something that here. Let's take a look at this. Um, he's look at the odds here. 14-1. Leaders, preparation, fatigue, experience. They are down across the board. So we took almost no casualties here. He took a lot of destroyed squads. I think a couple more attacks like that, and this unit is finished. I like this. And we're again look at the amount of force we have to apply here to make this work. But this is a good result for us. Another attack like that or two, he's finished. All right, some forts building in the Soviet Union, but again, they're not really in play here. I can do minor stuff to the Soviet Union, but I can't order them to attack or do anything like that. We can do training, we can build forts, upgrade bases, stuff like that, but that's it. Until he attacks us or until the Soviets get into the war at the appropriate time, there's not much to do with the Soviet Union right now. And we'll take a look to see if we get any reinforcements this turn. Okay. Couple ships coming in here and there. Looks like one air unit came in as well. All right, let's take a look at the intel. Lodrik wasn't lying this time. It was definitely a soft or light turn. Okay, guys, I'm back. Let's take a look at the intel, and then we'll figure out what's going on here. Okay, for aircraft losses, pretty light day. 1-4 here. One of ours, 4 to his. So he loses the Topsy, a Babs, a Tina, and a Val, and we lose one I-16. Looking at the top pilots, no losses at all this turn. Excellent. All right, looking at the Allied and the Japanese Army lost points, I believe we gained a few points here for the Japanese Army lost points, and most of those are going to be from the losses he incurred at Conscien. So we'll look at that in a minute, but you know, it's always good when we can inflict more losses than we take for a change, because that's not normally how this goes. For ship sunk, unfortunately not as good. Looking at the last turn here, we lost all of these ships here. All of these were... Oh, oh no, okay. All of these ships were expected to be sunk because they were already damaged from previous raids, and he finished off a few more in port as he was leaving the area. Again, all expected and not surprising whatsoever. Unfortunate. I don't like to lose ships, but these were unavoidable given that raid that he launched on us, which I will say was incredibly effective. His last carrier raid between Port Moresby and Australia really crippled our ability to reinforce Port Moresby. And at this point, I don't know if I really have the ships or the will or desire to continue sending more ships into Port Moresby, knowing that they're going to get blasted like this. Because all he's got to do is come back with carriers one more time, and show's over. So we really have to think about what we want to do with Port Moresby at this point. Because if he can just keep shuttle attacking us with his aircraft, there's really no defense that we have in place that can deal with that. We'll take a look quickly at the Japanese ships lost all dates, seeing if something pops on here that we haven't seen before. Nope, still not showing those tankers that I know that he lost. Nothing really else noteworthy here. So the game is still reporting 31 ships lost. I believe it to be 33 to 34. We will wait and see because it could take up to several months for intelligence to catch up to what actually was lost. We know we hit his whalers. We know we heard him sink, but the Japanese are being rather tight-lipped about it, so they're not going to tell us that until later on. So that's the intel here. We can go ahead and take a look at the ops report. Again, this may be hard to see on your screen. I'm going to briefly scroll through it, and I'll point out anything that I think is, noteworthy. A lot of sightings. Moving a lot of troops. That's good. Got some supplies moving here. Oh, the New Orleans has come back up into service at Pearl Harbor. This was damaged in the initial Pearl Harbor attack on December 7th, and we've got it repaired today. So it's going to free up some dock space, and it's going to get us another cruiser back in the fight. So that's really good to see that. Okay, we got another S boat available at Surabaya, so we'll get that into action, and we'll get it in play here. That's basically it. Okay, we knew we grabbed a few ships here at Cape Town, Balboa, and Mare Island. And then we have this recon unit that came in at Casualty, which is on Java. It's going to be a very limited use, but it's there, so we'll see if we can find some way to put it to use. Looking at the SIGINT, briefly scroll through this. Okay, nothing super important here. All right, so I think we've covered all the intel. Let's take a look at the analysis now. Okay, so looking here in China, the big story going to be right now the battle for Xi'an. At this point now, he has 43 units of unknown size and strength. Now, this intel here, the 100 troops with 6 guns, completely useless. We don't have good intel on what he's got. So we're getting this placeholder nonsense comment here that tells us nothing. I can guarantee you he's got way more than that because this is a death stack forming up if I've ever seen one. Okay, we got troops here, which looks to be a blocking force because he knows that we're coming in here because you don't see a move arrow on there, right? And then we also have a sizable force here coming up, another 14 units, and we got another 9 down there. So we've got probably 200,000 to 300,000 Japanese troops here. I guarantee you this is his massive thrust north, okay? So all we've got in place right now in the grid is 1,900 AV with another, I don't know, 25 to 3,000 on the way. If we had all of them in place here, we have a good chance of holding for a while because the terrain is in our favor. But I don't know if our troops can get here before his troops get here. So I expect at any time we're going to get a major attack here, and I'll be very interested to know if my troops can hold. Keep your fingers crossed for us because we're going to need it. But right now we are still building fortifications. So if we take a look here, we got 2 forts, 2 forts, about 2 forts here on most of these, which are going to help us, but we need more. And we're building right now. So between the terrain being times 3 and 2 forts on most of our units, we may be able to hold off for a little while. And if we get the rest of these reinforcements in place here, we can definitely hold for a minute. But it's just a race against time. One thing I noticed here, looking at the map earlier, was this. See this? This single unit? He sent it up here from Kwai Sui, and he's been riding this road since the beginning of the campaign. All right. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna start he's probably gonna go all the way up to Hami, take this, and block off all of that fuel and supply that's coming out of Umrichi. And this is probably just a recon unit. I'm sure it has minimal assault value, but it's enough to block us, right? So he could make a left turn here, or he can continue up the road this way, but this will sever one way or the other. He's going to sever our supply lines up here. Okay. Looking a bit further south, however, I'm liking the situation better overall. Okay. He's now got 8 units here at Pinxiang, but we've got 3 forts, plenty of AV, and really good terrain. Okay. So I seriously doubt he's going to be able to effect a breakthrough here. Not with this. All the same, though, what I plan on doing is falling this unit back just to reinforce here, because we've got to hold here. We've got troops in Changsha that can hold, but if he breaks through here, he's got a straight shot south to flank us and cut us off. So we're going to start bringing units back and putting more units here, because we must hold at this hex. It's very important for us. Further south than that, I'm even happier with what's going on. We had a great attack here last turn. We caused him a lot of damage, and we did way more casualties to him. We destroyed units, right? That unit is completely cut off, so they cannot be reinforced. They cannot be supplied. They're through. It's just a matter of time with us whittling them down. And additionally to that, we have the last of the units from this part of China falling back into Kanxian within the next turn or two. So we were entirely 100% successful retreating our units out of southeastern China and getting them back into southern China where we want them to be. So I'm really happy with that. We've rescued, I don't know, 20, 30,000 troops total from that part of China. We gave up Wenchao, but I don't feel like we could have held it anyway. And we've got a lot of fighting power here at Kanxian, enough to make a good attack and finish these troops off. From there, we have options. We can continue falling back, or we can stay there, or we can come up here and surround him here, or surround him here. We have options. So I think we've got Lodrik in a good place here. He has to start deciding what he wants to lose and what he wants to save, because he's overextended now. We can cut him off here or here if we are successful here. So we're holding the cards of southern China, and it's going to force him to make decisions that he doesn't want to make. Likewise, here, we are well on our way to retreating towards this hex. If we look at where they're going, we're moving about, I don't know, it's moving slowly because we're crossing the river. But if we get here, we got a straight shot out. And I don't think he's got the troops here to be taken away from all these other bases, because he doesn't want to leave them weak. So we may be able to get this unit out and across the river and into safety. So I like what we're doing in southern China. I'm happy with what's going on here. Not so happy about what's going on up here. So the next few turns are going to be very pivotal to us in China to find out what happens. All right. Scrolling over to the Bay of Bengal, I can tell you it's pretty quiet right now. I have not been seeing any activity since he did that bombardment at Sabang last turn. I thought he was going to be heading out this way with his cruiser task force, but we did not spot it. And we definitely have naval search that would pick it up if it was heading out this way. Okay. So from what I understand, he brought that unit back into port at Georgetown prior to rearm. So that buys us time. That gets us time to get something into Rangoon before he comes back. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to move what I can in there and get what I can in there before he shows up. So we have a few days to reinforce, get some more supplies in there, do what we got to do. All right. Over here in Malaya, the situation is how we've already discussed it. He's got us, basically, he's got Singapore. And now it's just a matter of time for him to get these mines out of here. And he'll have a great base of operations for his his aircraft carriers and his heavy ships, the cruisers and the battleships out of Singapore. And that's when things are going to get dicey here in India and Burma. But it will take him a few days to get that all organized. One thing I don't see any longer is that carrier task force that was sitting over here the last few turns. It's gone now. I can only assume that it's moved up this direction because we would see it with our naval search going any other way but that way. So he is out of the picture, probably heading towards Singapore or out back towards maybe Saigon or Cam Bay, in which case we don't have eyes on that. But whatever, he's not attacking us. So again, we have a window of opportunity to get more ships out of Java, which I'll be doing this turn. We have a bunch of these ships here that I will be evacuating to Cape Town, probably within the next turn. So that's another success story for us that I'm very happy with, that we're able to get ships out of Java. There's basically very little left that he can actually hurt in Java. Same for Borneo. We got almost nothing left there. So that's really cool that we were able to get what we got out of there before it was too late. Since we're already in the area, let's take a look at the Philippines. He's still sitting here at Clark Field. I don't know what he's doing. He could attack us any day and probably win, but he's not. He may be just waiting for our supplies to dwindle or for... Heck, I don't know what he's waiting for. He could just come and attack now. So we're waiting. But if he doesn't hurry up, we're going to build up our fort again because we've repaired all the damage here. We did spot this task force here moving southwest. So I don't know what this thing is, but we need to keep an eye on it. We also have this unit here, which is very interesting. It says it's moving west. It appears to only have 19 fighters, and I trust the intel because we've got good naval search here. I don't really know what he's trying to do with this. He may be using it as just fighter cover so that he can bring this unit in here to block off the resupply at Cagayan. So I'm not moving any more ships this direction until I know exactly what that is and where they're going. So this unit here, I want you guys going back to Tarakan. Just chill there. Alright? Because he doesn't appear to have any strike assets here, but he definitely has fighters. So I don't know what he's doing. Let's keep an eye on this. Alright? We got a couple units sighted here near Babel, but that's to be expected. There's always going to be ships coming in and out of here. They appear to be destroyer heavy. These could just be ASW assets that are trying to keep us pinned down. Or they could be ships with supplies. I don't really know. Out here in Australia, things are doing great. No sign of Lodrik whatsoever. So I'm going to take this opportunity to get some ships in, get some ships out. We have a few days before something happens here. I'm going to resupply what I can while I can. So, good. We got some time. All right. So he, as I mentioned earlier, he completely cleaned us out here in this part of the world with this carrier task force here. He was 100% successful. He sank probably over 20 ships, took out several thousand troops. You name it. He strangled us to where we can't get troops into Port Moresby right now. And I don't know if he's done or not. So he appears to be moving either to Rabaul or probably to Truk. I assume he's going to Truk. I've got some subs in place to blockade, but they've had zero success stopping surface task force to date. We have yet to have a successful intercept of any of those. So basically my subs are in place to blockade the supply ships and things like that. That's basically all we can hope to do. So I will continue using my subs for that purpose because that's all they seem to be good at is taking out AKs and tankers and things like that, which will still hurt him, especially if he has troops aboard. And let's take a look here. Things are definitely pretty quiet out here at Pearl. Let's take a quick look at how things are going with the ship repairs here. So this is what I got for my battleships. These are all the ships that were at Pearl Harbor that were damaged during the raid. And as you can see, we're doing pretty good. We're chipping away at the system damage for anybody who's pier side. And once I get that down to 0 on all of these, then I can really make a decision as to what I want to do with them next. Because they'll be more than seaworthy at that point. And I can decide if I want to sail them back to the west coast, leave them here and repair them here. A lot of options, but really that's all that we've got left in Pearl Harbor that's actually damaged. And looking at these numbers, they're not that bad. he went light on the Pearl Harbor strike for whatever reason, between a combination of leaving some carriers behind and also um, maybe some good die rolls for us and some bad ones for him. All the same, I'm really happy with it. So that's what we got going on. So that's also the end of this video. I think we've covered a lot. If you have any questions, please let me know what you want to know about, and I'll explain it to you as best I can if it's something that I think is, something I can actually discuss. So all that's left to say is thank you guys so much for watching. I'm glad to be back. I'll probably be playing a few fewer turns this week as I focus on some more tutorial videos. So we may only move 2 to 3 turns this week as I get some other content out that I want to get out. But as always, thanks again for watching and for supporting me and Lodrik in this campaign. And I'll talk to you guys soon.